Hey gang. So, I've got a summer cold. Lucky me. And I'm waiting for a vehicle to get towed in. And unfortunately today I have a whole lot of I don't wanna as far as customer stuff. So, I got a little project I've been putting off and putting off and putting off. I've had a tool for 4 years now. It's a Harbor Freight 3-in-1 slip roll, brake shear, and it's been sitting on the floor, and I haven't used it. It's really good at keeping the floor down. So today, I'm going to try and knock out a stand for it. Again, it's something I've been tossing around for 4 years, just that everything else keeps on getting in the way. So, I have scrap metal, I have a plasma cutter, I have a welder, I got a dog, I got a plan. More importantly, I've got Google. So I've been able to lift some inspiration from what other people have done. The other thing I want to do is I want to have like one station to do forming. So I'm going to be putting, I also have a set of Eastwood shrinker stretchers. Had those for 5 years. I stick them in a vise when I need them. They're great to use, it's just they're not at my fingertips. So today, I'll try and change all that. Let me show you what's going on. Alright, so there's the dog. Got an Eastwood MiG 180. Got my titanium 45 plasma cutter. I've got 4 pieces of 4x4, looks like 1/8 inch wall, maybe 3/16 wall steel. Okay. There's the machine. Still on its pallet, quietly rusting away in the corner of my shop. I've got 1.5 by 1.5 inch and 2x2 scrap steel here, okay? And then I got everything else sitting outside. So, here's the plan. Taking some measurements, I'm going to whack this down to about 30 inches. That's going to put the working height of the shear at 32. Reinforce it, weld it all together, put on outriggers for my shrinker stretcher, and then, back to Harbor Freight, because I want to get casters for this. I'm not sure if I'm getting 4 or 2 yet. That machine weighs about 450 pounds, so I got to see how it all works out. This steel, however, you would think is heavy, and it's not nearly as heavy as I thought it would be. So, I'm going to get some measuring devices, get the air turned on, and, let's get to work. Looks about right to me. Alright, so here's the bones of it. So, what do we got going on? 4x4 3/16 wall, 2x2, I think 125 wall, 3/16 rear mounts for the machine. Got my shrinker and stretcher. Alright, no matter how much I push down on them, they ain't gonna move because we got these cross braces. And then down there, we have a set of wheels so that anytime I want or need to, this I gotta figure out, I'd be able to pick this up, roll it around wherever it has to. I can roll it around to wherever it has to be. Now, the next thing is we need to clean up all this nastiness on here. Even if I had a sandblast cabinet, I don't have one big enough to do all this. So, got something that I found. I think you guys might like it. This is a nylon stripping disc. This comes from Eastwood. They're a little on the pricey side. They're like $30, $35 a piece. They do last a while. I did use one of these when I was stripping the 64 Impala, all the rust and paint off of it. They work great. And as long as you don't abuse them, they'll last you a little while. In hindsight, I would say that you buy 8 of these, and now you're in the same territory as buying the SCT tool from them. And the SCT tool is great from what I see, but it's going to have its limitations. I can see where some of those limitations may come in here. So I'm going to use this. I'll show you how easy this works. So this just goes on your 4.5-inch grinder. Okay. Now, rather than using a flat disc where you only have a little tiny path, you have all this to work with. As you can see, that did a really good job of knocking down that rust. A couple layers of paint, takes it all right off. This is going to have some problems the way any other mechanical stripping means has. So doing mill scale is not the forte of this device. However, for 95% of anything else that you're going to do, I really like these. Again, for as many as I may buy, I'll probably end up buying an SCT, but some of these inside areas here would still need to be gone over with a second machine. So, all right, I'm going to finish getting this thing stripped down, and then I'm going to go ahead and paint it. Well, I'm going to get it primed. Still haven't picked a color yet. I'm having a real hard time with this. I don't know if I want green like my Snap-on box, or some of my other machines I had were a different color. They were a gray color. Painted one of my toolboxes this gray color. I don't know. Gotta figure it out. All right, so now that the grinding schmig removal is done, there is some rust that's left over still. So I use a product called Eastwood Rust Converter. Again, this is another product I've been using for years. It neutralizes the rust, makes it a paintable surface. So before I prime anything, I'm going to hit it with this. I'm going to use my DeVilbiss gun. This can be sprayed. I have an HVLP, a 1 to 1.4 it says. I got a 1.3 on my gun, close enough. So I'm just going to give it a little shake. That ought to be enough. Okay, I'm going to hook up the hose, and here we go. Alright, so after spraying with the rust converter, you can see the whole unit is taking on a much darker appearance. And it's dry. It's only been about a half hour. So now, I'm going to mix up some primer. Alright, so I'm not going to use a primer per se. I'm just going to use Eastwood Rust Encapsulator. Again, another product I've been using for years. I know it seems like I use a lot of Eastwood products, and, well, I do. Because they work. Now, this can be sprayed out of an HVLP gun. You can thin it up to 20% with lacquer thinner. So in my case, I'm using 16 ounces. So that comes out to, well, it's 3.2 ounces of lacquer thinner. We're just going to call it 3. And then 3 ounces of lacquer thinner. Do it. Which is very similar to the PPS system from 3M, I believe. There we go. Okay. Well, there you go. All together, machine's mounted on it. I got my shrinker and stretcher mounted on here from Eastwood. It's good to get them out from underneath the workbench. Now, as you can see, this has been sitting on the floor for, like I said, 4 or 5 years now. So it's been neglected, it's rusty, there's paint, there's splatter, there's Raptor liner all over it. So I probably got a full day of cleaning, adjusting, greasing. I mean, at least it still sort of works. I just have a lot of work to do. Alright, so if you guys enjoyed it, got any questions, leave a comment. You know what to do, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Alright, I'm going to spend the rest of the day getting this guy ready to work. Appreciate you hanging out and watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Until I catch you next time, peace.